In this week's Parashat Balak, we read about a prophet called Bilam who set on his way to kill and curse the Jewish people. On his journey, he hits his donkey 3 times. And then the famous miracle happens. The donkey opens his mouth and says to Bilam, Al me hikita et atoncha ze shalosh regalim. Why did you hit me 3 times? But it doesn't use the regular word of times in Hebrew, which is pe'amim. It says regalim. Why? Rashi tells us because regalim also means the 3 festivals of Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot. And the donkey was hinting to Bilam, you're going to curse the Jewish people that observe the 3 famous festivals. But that leaves us wondering, why is the donkey talking about the 3 festivals and not about other great stuff that the Jewish people do? Brit Milah, Yom Kippur, Avat Israel, Tfilin, Shabbat, Kashrut. Why particularly the Shloshet HaRegalim, the 3 festivals? And the answer can be found in Pirkei Avot, Ethics of Our Fathers. There, Pirkei Avot tells us the difference between Bilam and Avraham Avinu and their disciples. Avraham Avinu, it says, he had a good eye, a low spirit, and a soul which is happy with its lot. Whereas Bilam is exactly the opposite. He's got a bad eye, he's got hubris and ego, and he's got a soul that desires and wants many temptations. What does that mean? You see, Avraham Avinu was a person who was very content with what he had. He wasn't jealous of others. Bilam, on the other hand, he believed that what others have, he should have. He was so jealous of others. As a matter of fact, in the parasha, he says to Balak's messengers, even if Balak gives me everything he owns, his whole house, all his gold and his silver, I can't go against Hashem's will. He doesn't say, even if he gives me a lot of money. He says, his house, his silver, because Bilam really wanted everything that he had. Whereas Avraham Avinu, he says in Parashat Lech Lecha, after he wins the war, I will not take even a shoelace from somebody else, because Avraham is so happy and content with what he has. That's the first difference between Bilam and Avraham Avinu. The second difference, Bilam is full of ego, hubris. He says to Balak's messengers, you're not important enough for me to come with you. I need more important people. I'll only go with very sophisticated, highly important people. He's all about ego, who comes with him, who respects him. Whereas Avraham Avinu says, Anochi va'afar va'efer, I'm dust. He was humble. He didn't have any hubris. And that's the second difference. And the third, Bilam was all about the temptations, desires, and pleasures of the world. As the parasha tells us and hints about all his crass and lowly temptations. Whereas Avraham Avinu was about spirituality, mitzvot, and Torah. And that's the third difference between them. Now, these 3 differences are entered in the 3 festivals. When a person observes the 3 festivals, one works on oneself to become better in these 3 particular areas. Because Pesach is about humility. On Pesach we eat the matzah, which is flat, unlike the bread which rises. By being a Pesach Jew, you remember humility like the matzah. Sukkot is about unity, about coming together. It's about leaving our homes and going to a flimsy sukkah, because we're not about materialism. It's not about being jealous of the other person. It's about coming together. As the 4 species represent 4 types of Jews, everyone comes together. I'm happy with you, you're happy with me. And then finally, Shavuot is about Torah, spirituality, fulfillment, meaning, and purpose. So when you keep these 3 festivals, you become a better person. And therefore, what the donkey was hinting and telling Bilam is, had you taken the message of the 3 festivals, you wouldn't be going to curse the Jewish people. You'd be happy with your lot. You'd be staying at home doing good things. So the 3 festivals, we celebrate them on 3 different times around the year. But this week's parasha reminds us that the message of the 3 festivals is very apparent and very important to remember every single day of the year. Wishing you Shabbat Shalom.